Can you tell it's the off season? His hair's blue. Oh Lord. Oh, now he's got a hat back on.
Yeah. It was the wash thing for the cars.
I thought it looked good. You should have kept it on. You wear that to work?
I might tomorrow.
You know, shaggy hair.
Maybe a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
I
Halloween.
let my hair grow.
Yeah.
Can't afford a haircut.
In the back, or?
Yeah.
I'm no better.
My 5 head.
My 5 head. Oh Lord. So, it's Walt. That's Big Walt.
Here we are again.
This is hustling the Highside. We've been off for what, a month now?
Yeah.
We've been kind of slacking. We haven't done anything in the shop though. You can see what we've done. We took the bodies off. There was like 30 tires here. We put everything away for the winter. Nothing too exciting. And now we're getting ready to tear stuff apart. So it's officially the off season, I guess. Unfortunately.
Yeah. We got a couple motors that gotta go. We'll get replaced with some new ones, hopefully, and new bodies. This car will get stripped completely. Needs to go to sandblast, repowder coat, get all checked, go through everything, and get ready to race.
Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah, we're hoping to go to Florida in Speed Weeks.
Yeah.
We'll see what that entails. It's a lot of money, a lot of money, a lot of time away from work too. So just gonna make sure the cards all align. But that's kind of our plan, and that's what we're shooting for right now.
Yeah.
So last year we shot for Sealands Grove, and
we made it.
We made it. So maybe if we shoot for Florida now, we'll make that too.
Yeah, we're hoping. So yeah, that's the plan going forward. Is to head south in February and do some racing.
Yeah.
So we got to start now, so that we can get things done and be ready. So the truck's been put away. We didn't shoot any video of it, but yesterday we didn't put it away. We basically winterized it, made sure the diesel fuel was cut, and we actually went for a ride.
Yeah, we went to the gas station.
Nice. It's kind of nice to ride around in the hauler. So anyway, follow along. Again, send us questions. We'll try to explain the stuff that we're doing, what we do in the off season, to get ready for next season, and stuff that we look for after a long season of good hard racing. And
yeah.
So
yeah, really, we had a pretty decent season overall. Fortunately, we ended up getting a win, but we had a lot of top threes, a lot of top fives. Just never was able to pull it off. But we started deep a lot at the Valley.
Wasn't in the cards, but it will be. It's coming, and it's coming big, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it done.
Yeah, we got a lot of stripping to do. This motor's coming out. Bodies are getting stripped, so follow along. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Dinner's ready, isn't it?
Yes, the pasta's ready to go up.
Now that he's been fed, he's going to work. So, first thing we do when we start to pull the motor is we got to drain the water out of it. You see there's a couple of plugs. There's water out of one side. You can see it's a little rusty.
But
Steel block. So, there's a it's up under here. Right there, I don't know if you can see it. Right there, there's a water plug. The water flows through the block to cool the engine. Now he lost the wrench. Here's the wrench. So if we don't pull a motor out, sometimes we just drain them completely. Some guys put antifreeze in them, especially up here in the Northeast, because things freeze. And if you freeze, it's amazing how strong water can be when it's frozen. It'll crack the block. So we always drain ours. Drain that out, drain the radiator.
Less chance of something happening.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of minimize your chances of stuff happening. Especially to expensive parts. The most expensive part. So, even the little crate motors are expensive.
Yeah. So yeah, these motors here are 3 years old. So they have 3 years of racing on them. So this year, with the new seal rule that Dirt's come out with, just makes sense to change them out. They're still good motors, but
we like to keep things updated.
as fresh as possible, like everybody's doing. So these ones will get changed out. They're actually sold. The motors are sold. They're still good motors, especially for places that, some place that you can unseal them. You know, a lot of pavement applications or people with hot rods, stuff like that. They're great motors.
A lot of guys will probably buy this, take it, and have it rebuilt. Which, unfortunately, with the bottle cap seals, with any GM seal, they have to break the seals off. As you can see, that's a bottle cap seal. Those are on the front and the front cover and oil pan. So there's some sanctioning bodies like the ACT series that we used to run, or up at Thunder Road, any of those places, they can actually break the seals off and have them rebuilt legally. And then they put cable seals back on, which are these. As you can see, these are RPM sealed. So they would just take and have it resealed like that. So, but we can't do that. We have to have a bottle cap motor all the time. So we're going to resort to buying new ones.
Yeah. So we'll get a couple new motors. Like I said, these are sold. Both these motors are headed elsewhere. And again, they're good motors. We used to keep a backup, but really it just sat there. We just never used it. They're fairly inexpensive motors, so
Yeah.
at the end of the day, having one hang around is better to have them run. If you really blow one up, you just go buy one.
Yeah, what are they now? Like $5,000 new from GM?
$500 or something like that.
Yeah. They've gone up like everything else, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Get them, have them dynoed out, tuned, and they've kept it pretty affordable as far as racing goes. I mean, we wish that there was an in-between right now, because there's not a lot of in-between. It's this or big block or open small block, which is a pretty big jump. So it'd be nice if they have the dirt modified stuff that they would introduce, like 604 division, like they do in the late models down south. I think it would take off big in that. I mean, we'd be interested in that, certainly. But for now, the 602 class, they're everywhere, and it's kept racing pretty affordable for guys to get in and go racing. So
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, we'll strip all the stuff off, motor. They'll get sold basically naked, the way we call it from GM. So it'll have, these ones are going with the fuel pumps. We have to run a steel water pump. That's why that's ugly and nasty like that. Kind of a silly rule if you ask me, but anyway. So we just leave them so that they can see it's all rusted, so there's no question. That's why it's left like that.
Even if you do paint it, it rusts through after a while.
Not because we're lazy. Those are actually brand new pumps when they started. And plug wires and a fuel pump will go with this one here. Everything else will get stripped off. Exhaust, the pulleys, power steering, all that stuff, carburetors, that'll get all gone through. The tank, the alternators.
Yeah, that'll all get gone through and put back on.
Yeah, or end up being a backup piece depending on how things work out. So
Yeah, I know, like with Dad's, we're going to get a new radiator. This radiator's pretty old. and they get full of stuff. Yeah, they get full of items. As you can see, like this one's pretty full right now, actually. And we try and knock it all off. But after a while, you run it. I mean, this radiator, I think, is pretty old.
Yeah, this has got like 4 years on it.
4 or 5 years, and it doesn't have the brackets.
It's
like
a different mounting.
if you look at this one, you see there's no mounting brackets here. We had to build a bracket for it, and I think it was because they didn't have one with a bracket on it.
At the time.
But then if you look at mine, mine's got these, well, maybe. It's got these expensive brackets down in there, and the radiator mounts right to it, and it's got these things welded to it. So that's one thing we'll update on his, and we'll see. So stay tuned. You'll see a motor getting prepped to be pulled out. Hey everybody, so we kind of got sidetracked and that's out now. So yeah, so we got Dad's motor pulled out. It's actually, now it's Friday. We've been really busy with work. I started a new job working for Dad as a carpenter and designer, so we've been busy during the week. You can see there's millings here. We cut some custom trim for a house. I was out here till about 10:30. That's why there's sawhorses and stuff. So we've been busy at work. You got to make the money before you can spend it on the race cars. So as you can see, this one's all pulled out. Going to be dropped off tomorrow. Guy with a street stock bought it, so be a great motor for him. So yeah, so we'll get into the finer details of pulling this one out because we kind of missed a lot of that stuff. So the first thing we always do, as you can see, this car's getting fully stripped. We pull the wire and stuff apart, so rev box is usually hooked to that. We usually don't unhook that because the dash is usually all in. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna pop the carburetor off and some other stuff. All these pulleys will come off. As you can see, they get left. We're gonna leave the water pump, as Dad said, and some other stuff. But so we're gonna do all that. So stay tuned. So you can see, we put it on a quick time lapse there. I unhooked the radiator, drained all the water out. You can see the water's in this bucket. can see it's rusty. These crate motors are rusty. Steel block. It's not like those cool dirt late models, all aluminum. Let's get that off. We always strip the plug wires off just so it's easier to get them out and clean them. Carburetor's obviously gone. Put the pull plate on, and the shroud's all apart. So the last couple things we got to do, we're stepping on stuff. The shop's really dirty still. Next thing we got to do is we'll pop the fuel line off. Then we'll pop these bolts here with the motor mounts on both sides. And then in the back, these are pretty unique compared to any other car. Like in the Pavement modified, there's the motor, and then the bell housing hooks to the motor, and it hooks on the other parts. So this is all like short, because you can see how small the burnt is here. You know, this is only 6-7 inches long. That's the whole transmission. So we got to pop all these bolts out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 7 of them. So you pop these out, and these are actually hooked to the back of the motor. So it's they're actually pretty long bolts, because you run it through the bell housing, then this is the engine plate, and then it holds the motor in. So you got that and this. You see in some other chassis manufacturers, like when we had Troyers, they had rubber motor mounts to instill flex in the car. Bicknell doesn't believe in that. I think they have that option, but I don't believe it's very popular, especially these crate motors, because pretty much it's a truck motor. And they only make 350 horse or 360 horse, whatever they are. So yeah, so we got, these are all steel mounted. So we'll pop these bolts out, unhook power steering lines. I usually forget that one. They make a wicked mess too. So we'll do that, and this motor will be swinging here shortly. There's power steering lines. Next, we'll pop the fuel line. Grab my wrenches. Should be a 7/8 wrench, but if I don't bring all these, I'll grab the wrong one. That's just how it works. The little Chris Stapleton plan. Because who doesn't love Chris Stapleton? Now we'll pop this. Always make sure to shut your fuel off. It's up in here. I made that mistake once on my Pavement late model, and it siphoned a lot of the fuel out. I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. I had a fuel jug over here. It kept siphoning fuel and more and more and more, and then I realized the shutoff I had was broken. So I ended up having to unhook the back of the fuel line. So yeah, so we change this stuff out regularly. So yeah. Where's my 7/8 wrench? So you always get a little bit of fuel. This one might not, because it hasn't been started in a while. We turned it over. Actually, no, we did start it. So you'll see a little bit of fuel. Yep, a little bit. And we'll let that drain into that pan, and then it'll go in the waste oil thing. I'm ashamed to see $9 a gallon race fuel go into a drain pan, but you can't save it. So that's that. Now the motor's really ready to come out. So the motor's ready to come out, and we just got to pop those bolts, and it'll be swinging here shortly. We slid dad's over. There'll be one sitting next to it. We always, when we pop these motor mounts off, we always have to take them off completely or loosen them all the way up. Where this car's getting stripped completely, we take them all the way off. It gives the motor a little bit more room coming out, because there's actually dowel pins. Oop, get back up there. There's actually dowel pins that hold the motor in. You'll see the pins. All right, so motor mounts are all unhooked. Back bolts are all out. You can see, it's kind of tough to see. All 7 of those are out, so it's time to come out. So sometimes this can be a pain in the butt, but usually it's not too bad. So I'm gonna stick you right here, because this is gonna be so just like that. 1602 crate motor. Kayla and Jenny, let me guess, it's dinner time. Guess it's a good time to sign off then. Yep, she's got her invisible bell. So, the rest of the pulleys and stuff will come off. Art's tank, this is actually a really expensive tank. They're like $300 or $400, I don't remember off the top of my head. Just for this little expansion tank. Arts does a nice job with them. So we do that. Pop all the pulleys off, give it a nice cleaning so it looks like that one. This one's a little bit dirtier. And this one will be ready to go to the next racer. This one has been sold as well. Another street stock racer. So I'm glad they're going to somebody local, so I'll be able to see the cars go. So that's that for tonight. I know this video kind of jumped around a little bit. We went from, I think, Tuesday to Friday. But sometimes that's how life is. You can get busy in a hurry. So, as always, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, like. So that's all we got. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Have a great Thanksgiving as well. Thanksgiving is next Thursday. So, holidays are coming around. We'll be working away to get these things ready to roll, because you heard our goal earlier in the video. We're hoping to go to Florida and race, so we got to be done extra early. So as always, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions, please let us know, especially during the off season. We're more than happy to answer questions. We have a little more time to do it. Yeah, so that's all I got for tonight. Hope everybody has a good one. Have a great holiday season and Thanksgiving, and thanks again.